Hey coaches, I wanted to make this little video of some tough love, and I'm not singling anybody out, so I don't want to get any emails saying that you think I was talking about you specifically. I'm really not. This is just a generality, but I see it out there. It's most people. Now I want to ask you a question first. Have you noticed that when you first get into this whole business ownership experience and you start trying to share it with some friends and family, people that already know you, and maybe they don't take you very seriously, they don't want to try it, they don't trust you, they don't believe you, it's like, wow, you're supposed to be my warm market because his friends and family is supposed to be warm. It turned out to be my cold market. The reason that is because depending on your past and how people know you and how they perceive you, they're either going to punish you for it or reward you for it. Very few people are able to come into being a business owner and have success with their warm market right off the bat. Very few people. And the reason for that, and here's where it might sting a little bit, but I'm going to be honest with you. The reason for that is very few people actually have a history and a present and a future of doing what they say they're going to do. The way that most people behave in their lives and how they behave with most other people is they say all kinds of stuff and they don't follow through with hardly any of it, or maybe a little bit of it. It might be hit or miss, might be nothing, who knows. There's very few people that are reliable and always do what they say they're going to do, just shy of, some kind of a life emergency or something like that. But that is exactly why. So if you have a history of you can be dependent on, you're trustworthy, you were always there for people, always did what you said you were going to do, even when life got tough, you were that kind of integrity, then you could possibly come into something like this and you could literally say to people, hey, I just signed up for this thing, it's a business, I'm going to want to run with me? And they'll be like, if you're doing it, I don't even know what it is, just because I know you, sure, let's go, let's run. It could be that easy. But for most of you, you could have like the most awesome invitation ever, and they aren't going to want to do it because, brace yourself, because you've conditioned and trained people that already know you to treat you like a clown because maybe you've been a clown up to this point. So if that's your history with people, first of all, don't beat yourself up over it. I've done it before too in my past, not so much as a lot of other people have, but I tried things that I didn't see through. There were some promises that I broke, so I'm guilty there too, to a degree. And as a result, I did not get anybody in my warm market. My friends and family, when I first signed up, none of them got in. Some of them laughed. Some of them said, don't try to sell me that shit. I was told that by people in my family. So I was not able to get anybody. I had to create my initial success by meeting new people, people that didn't know me. So if this is you, if this is your struggle, people that you know currently are not going to try this because you just don't do what you say you're going to do, first of all, draw a line in the sand. I mean, seriously, draw a flippin' line in the sand and jump over it with both feet. And that line is going to represent, okay, this is today, before I broke promises, I didn't see things through, I didn't do what I said I was going to do, but that changes today, and I mean it, and I'm going to follow through. I'm always going to show up, I'm always going to do what I say I'm going to do. I give somebody my word, I'm doing it. I even just say I'm going to do something, even if I don't give somebody my word. People are watching me, and I say I'm going to do something, I am going to do it, and I'm going to see it through, so people can look at me and they can trust me. And then over time, some people will start to trust you. But then also, as you meet new people from here on out, they don't know you, new people that you meet. So now they meet you, they see, oh, you're a trustworthy person, you said you were going to do this, you did it, cool. So people like that are going to be more likely to enroll with you, period. That's just the way that it is. I mean, would you enroll with somebody who you did not see as a trustworthy person? Probably not. So you have to understand where people are coming from that don't trust you, that don't believe you because maybe you never saw anything through before and maybe you just weren't there before. You have to understand where they're coming from, and maybe you owe people an apology too, like a real heartfelt apology, and tell them, look, I drew a line in the sand and enough talk. I'm just going to prove it to you by showing you. I'm going to be there. I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. And if I can't do something, then I'm just not going to say that I'll do it knowing that I can't do it. And if I have to figure something out, I'll figure something out. That's another thing. You can say you're going to do something, but then when the going gets tough and you said, oh, I throw your hands up and quit. Well, then you're training people to treat you like a clown because you kind of are. I mean, what does that say about you? And same thing when you're looking at other people. You could be very quick to judge somebody, which is a human nature thing to do. It's like, oh, that person said they were going to do this. One little hit, a slap across the face or whatever, and they're out. They crumble like a cracker. that person invited me into a business. I probably wouldn't do it with them because they probably won't be there for me. So at the end of the day, you have to earn the right. I mean, seriously, you have to deserve to create impact in other people's lives, and you have to deserve to build a really prosperous, thriving business that is a business of creating impact and setting you free to get away from being controlled and manipulated through money dependency. You have to deserve and earn that right. It's not going to come to you, and it's certainly not a job where you're going to get a paycheck no matter what. You show up, and you could mess everything up, but they're legally obliged to give you a paycheck. This is totally different. You have to, the only way and the best way to build trust with people is to always do what you say you're going to do, period. So here's what you do from here on out, other than drawing that line in the sand and jumping over with both feet, that you're always going to be an honest person of integrity. People that know you and know you to not be a person of integrity, you cannot invite them into this business. They're immune to it. They will not listen. They might, put you down for it, or who knows. You can, however, say something like, hey, I just got involved in this thing, and don't worry, I know this isn't for you. I don't think you'd have any interest in this, but if you want to try the product, I'd be happy to get your feedback and get your opinion about the product. Something like that. Because they'd be expecting, oh, here it comes, and then you don't do it. And then you're like, you value their opinion if they'd like to try the product, because they might like the product. There might be a value there. So you're leading with something of value, of like something that's in it for them, right? So that's what you could say. And then you might get some of them to, oh, okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it. I've been meaning to lose a few pounds, or energy has been a problem, or who knows. But people are not going to listen to you about the business. People that you meet from here on out, because they don't know you, they might listen. And then once you create some success, you can go back to all those people and say, you can invite them in a way like, in the past, I may not have been a stand-up person, and maybe I didn't see things through, but this one I really feel good about. I started this a few months ago. Remember, I told you about it, and I was just too embarrassed to even tell you about it because of my past. So I wanted to wait to make sure that I can prove it to myself and have some results. Well, I got some results. I got my first paycheck, really excited, and I lost some weight. And this, I'm sticking through this all the way. And I was just curious if you'd like to take a look at it to see if it's something that you might want to do with me, if it'd be a good fit for you. You can invite people that way after you get results, people that already know you. People that you're going to meet, you could invite them right off the bat because they don't know you. But then as they get to know you, they better see somebody who's doing everything that they said that they would do, right? That's so crucially important. And I've seen a lot of coaches and people in general forget this business. Just forget it. This is a life thing. If you want people to treat you seriously, and when you make a recommendation, to at least look at it, never mind whether they're going to buy or not buy, but to at least look at it and give it a serious look to see if it's a fit for them. If you want people to do that and to take you more seriously, then you have to draw that line in the sand, and don't condition people. Don't train your friends and family to treat you like a clown anymore. Just letting you know. And for those of you that have already been the kind of person to always do what you say you're going to do, to put yourself out there and then follow through, and for those of you that are going to start doing that right now, just like I had a day where I drew a line in the sand, congratulations to all of us. It's a beautiful way to be. Just forget this business for a second. It's just about being a good human being. How badly do your feelings get hurt, or how much does it sting if you're counting on somebody and they let you down and they have a really lame reason for it, right? So that's really important. Now, that's your assignment. Draw that line in the sand and make it genuine that you're going to jump over with both feet, and start conditioning your friends and family to treat you as a serious human being. If you haven't started doing that yet, do that like yesterday or now. All right, hope you enjoyed this. Bye for now. Feel free to share with your teams. Go out there and make someone's day and be someone that you can be counted on, okay? And my website, tomberkenmeyer.com. Take out the space, all lowercase, tomberkenmeyer.com. Lots more social media training. Bye for now.